Welcome back to Concrete, Keeping It Real. Today is a special guest of mine that I would like to call, goes by the name Lala. She's here today on this platform because I truly believe she is a voice for several children out there who have loved ones incarcerated and might not know how to deal with the situation. And she might be a voice for them to help them steer through the storm or through the pain, the depression that they might be going through without their parent or without one of their parents who might be gone or incarcerated in a system that I am vastly against, that I feel needs to be torn down and rebuilt. So, my guest, Alana, how you doing, girl?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Well, you hear why I brought you on this platform.
Yes.
And there's a lot that we're going to talk about. But let's bring the viewer up to speed. You was raised without your father for almost 20 years, correct?
Yes.
And your dad was incarcerated for some hefty charges that you probably didn't know about till later on in your life, what he was incarcerated about.
Correct.
So, how did that feel to be in a household raised without your father?
I would say, like, I guess as a kid, it was more like, okay, my dad's not here. How can I put it? Like, as a kid, you're not really, like, I guess, thinking about it in a way, like,
You're going through life?
Huh?
You're just going through life? What you
Yeah, it's like, okay, you just know that your father is in jail, but it's not, I guess, the process of not really understanding of the whole thing. You get what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, okay, I know my dad in jail, okay, but you're not really grasping and understanding what that really means, and I guess how it could play a effect in your life.
So let me ask you, how old are you now?
I'm 22.
You're 22?
Yeah.
At what age do you remember vividly when you finally was in presence of your dad? What age was that?
What you mean, like presence?
Physically. At what age did you physically see your dad?
Like out of jail?
Yes, out of jail.
21.
You were 21 years old when you finally saw your dad?
Yeah.
Now, at what age were you aware of your dad's presence? Or aware that your dad's presence was absent?
That would probably have to be more like in high school.
In high school?
Yeah, because I feel like in elementary and middle, probably like middle. I would say middle. Because by middle school, you got a better understanding of, like, okay, my dad's not here. Because elementary is like, you still a kid. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, you're still a kid. Like, you're not really...
Did you see any pictures of your dad in the household? Did
yeah.
Your mom talk about your dad?
Yeah. So I guess that's why I'm trying to say, like, in a way, it's like, okay, I knew he wasn't there, but he was there.
So the pictures that you see of you with your dad, how old were you?
It was all throughout. Like, I was young. I seen baby pictures.
Do you recall those pictures?
Do I recall, like, taking them?
Yeah.
No, of course not.
Do you recall you being in your dad's arms? Do you recall your dad hugging you? Do you recall any of those moments?
No.
Any of those pictures that you see with your dad? Do you recall?
No, I was too young to remember.
You was too young to remember?
Yeah.
But did that play any significant in your psyche? Like, who is this man? Or
no, because I knew he was my dad. But it wasn't like...
It wasn't like what?
I don't know. It's like, I just knew that was my dad.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
So now, how did your parent, when I say your parent, your mother or your family help you with life without your father for the next couple of years?
I would say, like, I guess like any other mom, she made sure he was still a part of my life. I was still able to, visit him, phone calls. I was still close with my dad's side of the family. So I guess it was never like, oh, she kept me away, type of thing. She was involved in my life, made sure, I was always active in school, active outside of school, such as, track, cheer, swimming, ballet, just things of that sorts.
So do you think that kind of like helped you?
Help me with what?
With life without your dad?
What do you mean, like, help me? Like...
Okay, what I'm trying to get here is, here you are seeing other children that may have both parents or that had their father.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with grade school. As you said, you had activities.
Yeah.
When you seen other kids with their fathers during their activities, how did that make you feel knowing that your father could not attend? And if it didn't affect no type of way,
yeah, I don't think it really like affected me in a way like, oh my gosh, my dad is not here. It was just like, okay.
So you think that was normal?
No, I know it wasn't normal, but it just didn't affect me in a way like where I could say I'm probably crying and stuff like that. It didn't affect me in that way.
So did you ever cry about your dad at any moment, knowing that he was absent out of your life?
I probably did, yeah. Like older that I can recall? No, probably when I was younger, yeah.
At what age, when you were younger, did you recall a moment that you cried like, where's my dad?
I don't remember. I would have to ask my mom. I don't know.
You don't recall offhand?
Like age, like I don't I would probably assume like, yeah, when I was young, but like to sit here and be like, oh, like an event like this happened, I cried out for my dad, no.
Okay. But it's safe to say that your dad tried his best to be in your life, correct?
Yeah, because like I said, like I was able to visit him. I was able to make phone calls. He was always calling me. Like he I'm pretty sure was the one to call me more. Like, obviously I can't call him.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say? So like him making phone calls 24/7, yeah.
So
he sent, even like, let's just say if he I remember like 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he couldn't be there, so I remember his friend was there. I don't remember the friend name, but
Emmanuel Clairville, EFAT.
Yeah.
Heavy set dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was able to.
A good friend of your dad.
Yeah, so he was able to, come out. So like he still played a part, even though like he wasn't, there.
So
he still showed effort.
That moment is significant because I think that moment was significant to your dad, that he sent one of his best friends to be your chaperone.
Yeah, and it showed like, okay, if I wasn't there, he was still able to, like show up in a way, like even though I'm not there physically.
And that was your middle school prom?
Yeah, 8th grade.
For you to say that was significant to you.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure your dad thought that would have been significant to send one of his main mans.
Yeah, because he didn't have to do that. Yeah.
And that was your middle school prom?
Yes.
How was that day?
I don't remember that day.
You don't remember that day?
Not like that. Prom? Yeah, I know, but it was just so long ago. That was 8th grade. I don't remember that.
Not that.
I remember it, but like
8th grade.
Like I remember going.
No,
I didn't have a boyfriend, but I remember going. Like I dressed up, got my hair, makeup, took pictures, and I remember.
I think those pictures now. Them pictures was, oh my god.
I think we went to not IHOP. We went to like Red Lobsters afterwards, like the whole class, and with our parents and stuff like that. I remember that. Yeah, because I think that was the last time I actually had Red Lobster. Probably 8th grade.
Your 8th grade year?
Yeah. No, probably a little after that, but.
So you excelled in school, like you really did great in school.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did you were able to imagine the fact that?
I would say, I guess with school, I would say from elementary, middle, and high school, the parents does have a big part of their child's success with that, because it's like, in a way, the kid got to listen to the parent.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say? You got to follow their rules. So, obviously, the main thing that you have going on in that period of your lifetime is just school. So, my mom just being there and pushing me, making sure, I stay on top of my grades. Same thing with my dad, him calling in and stuff like that, just being on top of me.
So, it sounds like your mother, who could have used any excuse not to even give up in life at times because she had some things steer her way, was able to do an incredible job with you.
Yeah.
Now, do you have siblings?
Yes.
How many siblings do you have?
3 more. Well, yeah, 3.
3 more siblings?
Yeah.
But on your dad's side, you're the only child.
Correct.
Now, you kind of been dealt a hefty blow because you being the older child, your dad was incarcerated, and your sister under you is without the father, correct?
Correct.
How that dynamic work for the 2 sisters?
What you mean?
How do y'all, how would I say it, be there for one another? Because I would think you were able to talk to your sister and explain to her the significance of not having a father also.
Correct.
Because although you had a father, you was able to only listen to your father through phone calls.
Yeah, he wasn't there like physically.
But she don't have that opportunity because
Correct.
her father was executed.
Correct.
How
Well, I
are
would
you?
say
Not,
that's kind of harsh, but
he died.
yeah,
gun violence.
Yeah, but
Let's
like
not shout.
I'm thinking executed
No,
more like
it was gun violence. It was
yeah.
terrible. It was a terrible crime. It was gun violence.
Yeah.
Which ravaged our communities. And this is why I'm having this platform, because I'm tired of seeing young kids such as yourself, children such as is either without a father because they're gone to gun violence or stupidity with criminal activities, or incarcerated, and they're left with people such as yourself who are now being grown up, raised without that male figure, that father figure.
But I mean, it depends, because you could also have a father figure and still turn out to be the same way. So I just think it depends on that individual.
Okay, expand on that. What do you
like
mean?
I don't know. I always say like it just depends on that person, because like a parent could try their best to raise their child to be, to grow up a certain way, or to give them the right direction. But if that child chooses to not want to go that direction, it's all on them.
And you know why I agree with that? Because my parents gave me everything that I needed, and yet I chose to go a certain direction, and I paid hefty with those consequences.
Yeah.
What makes you think you were able to learn that at such a young age? Do you think
Learn
it has
what?
something to do with seeing your father go to jail personally?
Yeah, that could probably play a factor. Yeah.
Then what about those that did not get a chance to see it personally? That might be why they're not swayed in the way that you think.
Yeah.
Because it affected you personally.
Yeah, I could get that too, but at the same time, it's like you see stuff around you 24/7. Like, just because it didn't happen to them personally, it could be like in a way like you see things like all around you. Like, for example, like crack. I never did crack personally. I mean, I would say like family members. I don't know anybody who done crack. You know anybody who done crack before?
Yeah, I know.
Well, your time,
yeah.
Your time is different. But like for somebody like me, like I would say like, okay, I never seen no one do it personally, so it's like I know the effects of it, like what it could lead to. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't think. I mean, again, depending on some people. Like I guess the point that I'm trying to make, some people they have to like physically go through something in order to like process and for it to really click. And then there's others, it's like, okay, I could learn and watch from a distance that I know, okay, I don't want to go that route.
So do you think you're the one that watches and sees and says, I don't want to go that route?
Yeah. Because, I mean, when you really sit back and think about it, it's just certain things. It's like, okay, I know I don't want to do that. So I don't necessarily have to physically, I guess, put myself in a situation where, like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Like having kids at a young age.
Yeah, that as well. Like, I don't have to physically go through that to know, like, okay, that's not what I want. No, yeah.
You don't want to have kids?
I never said that.
I'm saying at a young age.
I mean, I'm 22 now, so I guess I beat that in a way. Like, I'm still young, but you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
no, because off record, I know you shared with me at countless times that I'm not gonna have no kid at till I'm 30. And you said that countless time off record.
Okay, so yeah.
So that's something that you seen from afar. You like, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so in elementary school, I'm going back because I don't.
Yeah. I mean,
so we're in elementary school, and I've heard stories about you fighting because kids were making fun of your dad. but they didn't know that your dad was incarcerated. But you ended up in scuffles behind that. Do you
No, I
remember
don't
that?
remember that. No.
So is it fair to say that you might be blocking some stuff that you're not aware of that took place back then?
Probably just, I don't know, probably. I'm not going to remember every single thing. So, I guess so.
Okay, so how was in elementary years? Do you remember your visits with your dad in visitation? Do you remember the letters he wrote you during?
Yeah, I remember the letters.
How did them letters make you feel when he wrote them to you? Because you got some fathers in jail, they don't think a letter doesn't
Like, mean anything?
Yeah, does so.
I would say, like,
does letters mean anything? To a
yeah,
kid?
because like the fact that he took his time to write out and discuss. Like, I remember like sometime reading the letters, like he'll discuss like what he's doing. Like, I'm currently sitting down. I did this today. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like,
He was that detailed.
yeah, like he still communicate.
Right.
So yeah.
So those letters did affect you in a way, positively.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the phone calls or the visitation? How did you feel about going to see him during visitation and knowing you had to leave in probably less than an hour or so?
Yeah, because it was like an hour visit. Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that question again.
How did it feel knowing that when you went to visit your dad, that your visit would be terminated within an hour or so, and you only had an hour visit with him? That you probably wish would have been longer. How did that feel?
I don't know. Like, in a way, it kind of felt like a routine. Because, like, I remember at some point I was going, like, very so often. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, I knew, like, I'm going to see him next week. Like, I guess that was, like, my norm, if that makes sense.
And it shouldn't be a norm for a child to go to jail or prison to see their dad.
But, like, that was, like, my norm. Like, right. If I ain't go with my mom, I would go with my grandma. So that was, like, a norm.
Did at any point, did you not want to go see him? You got tired of it? Like,
at some point, I probably did get tired. Like, I don't want to go.
And where did that come from? Why did you not want to go anymore? Did that affect your livelihood, or did that affect timing? What was it?
I don't think that affect, like, livelihood, but I don't know. I just probably didn't want to go no more. Like, as you get older, it's like, okay, I don't want to go. But I don't know if that affect my livelihood.
No, I'm just trying to find out I'm just giving you options of what was the cause of you not wanting to go anymore.
I don't know. I will say, I guess, like, just being, like, especially as a teenager, like, okay, I just don't want to go no more. Like,
at any time did you feel like you were an inmate going in there with the searches and whatnot? Did they search you? Did they?
They searched me. They sometimes had the dogs, like, walk by.
Did that discourage you? Did that make you feel a certain way, knowing that you were a free woman and here you are being searched as if you're a criminal, being patted down as if you're a criminal just to go see your dad?
No. I don't think I ever felt like, no.
How long was the wait? Was it at times you waited it was 2-3 hours just to go see him?
Probably like an hour. It probably been times like an hour. Because I remember, like, we'll, like, look up the name in the book. Then we'll go up, show the birth certificate, license, whatever. Sit back down, probably wait, like 45 minutes, I don't know, until coming back up. And then they'll, like, open up the gate. They'll be like, in the gate, out the gate. And then we'll, like, go in. They'll, like, search us. And then we'll go in the elevator and go up.
So you remember that vividly?
Yeah. And I remember one time I got a chance to hug him.
How did that feel, knowing that? Because
at that time,
I believe you were going to the county jail to go see him, correct?
Yeah.
So the county jail, so the audience could get a visual of it. The county jail is not like prison, where prison you're able to sit down at a table, have physical touch with your loved ones. In jail, it is done through the mirror, right? Through the window, correct?
Yeah.
And So for years, when you were going to the county jail, you only were able to see him through an underglass, as they call it, through
Correct.
a phone and a glass.
Yeah.
So at this particular point, the correction officers allowed you to hug your dad?
No, they didn't allow me. It's just
How were you?
like we kind of did it slick. Like when he was coming out, we was coming up the elevator, and he was walking towards like whatever section he was sitting at. And Mom was like, "Oh, there go your dad." And I think I ran up and gave him a hug. And like he met me, halfway as well. It was I remember it, but like I don't remember, the whole.
But the fact,
I was able to like
I'm
get a
smiling
hug
because
But
I'm
I
looking
remember
at
that.
you.
Yeah.
You can remember it vividly.
No,
you remember that.
I remember. Yes, I remember giving you a hug, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I remember like every
Everything.
detail. But I do remember giving you. I remember that. Yeah.
You remember giving your dad a hug.
Yeah.
So that instant was the first hug you could recall.
Yeah.
From the time you was.
But I don't know how old was
born.
I. How old was I? I know I was a little younger, but
You still had to been in elementary.
Elementary, probably like what, 4th, 5th?
4th, 5th grade.
Probably.
But you remember that hug.
Yeah. That was my first time. But that I could recall, like, giving him a hug. Because obviously I have pictures, but that was, when I was younger.
So you see pictures of you and your dad being held by your dad, but you don't recall those. But the first time you felt your dad presence and warmth around you was you running to him out the elevator and sneaking a hug.
Yeah.
During visitation.
Yeah.
And that's sad. That is actually sad. Because you was robbed of that throughout your childhood years. That hug you should have felt years before.
Correct.
But you felt that later on. So, did you ever know what was your dad incarcerated for? So your family kept that away from you?
I wouldn't say they kept it away. It just, I don't recall like asking or why my dad's in jail, but just
So, you don't recall, or you don't know why your dad was incarcerated?
Correct. I don't remember.
Did you hear any whispers? Did you hear anything whatsoever? Going back as far as you can remember? Or when was the first time did you learn what your dad was arrested for or incarcerated for?
The first time I learned, that was later on in life. That was like when he was going to trial and everything. Like,
So let's back up. So from the time your dad was incarcerated to the time he went to trial, you didn't know what he was incarcerated for. So the families did a good job keeping that information away from you.
Yeah.
Why do you think they did that?
I'm not sure.
Did you think that kind of helped? Look in hindsight, do you think that helped, or did you think that they were wrong for not telling you?
Help what?
The fact that you did not know what he was incarcerated for.
But helped how?
Maybe if you would have heard the things that he was incarcerated for, maybe you would have seen him in a whole nother light. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, no.
So that's what I mean by help. The fact that they kept that information away from you. Never thought about it that way?
No.
So you said the first time you learned about it is when he was going to trial?
Yeah. It was like, so that was like what, high school?
I think your
College?
dad first went to trial in 2019.
So, yeah. So that was like my 12th grade year, 11th grade year of high school, yeah.
And
around that time, yeah.
And then you were going in the courtroom and you were finally hearing
like
everything about your dad.
Yeah.
And you heard some terrible things about your dad.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel when you started hearing what your dad was incarcerated for or being charged for?
I guess it would just put me in a position like, okay, did he really do everything that, they were saying?
And you heard your dad was charged with a lot of murders.
Yeah.
And at those moments, I believe you were there when you seen some of your dad's so-called friends taking the stand on him.
I probably was, but I don't remember. I don't, like, face, trying to think, like, face and...
You vaguely remember?
Yeah.
But you do remember people.
Yeah, but I remember,
witness stands and
yeah, because I remember,
dad.
yeah.
How did you feel seen people blaming your dad for events that occurred in the past?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
Were you shocked? Were you numb? Were you mad? Were you angered?
No.
So you were indifferent? It didn't mean one thing or another?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. It was just like, okay, I'm hearing all these things. And it just, I don't know.
At that moment, did you feel that your dad was coming home or not? Because these were some heavy allegations leveled against your dad's. So did at any moment in your mind, did you feel like this man my father might not come home?
Yeah, it probably like ran across my mind like, okay, he might not get out. Yeah.
How did that make you feel at that moment? You were already living without him.
Yeah, so it was like...
Did you think it would affect you one way or the other?
I feel like it would have just probably been like my norm. Like, that's just going to be my life. Like, okay, he's just going to be in jail if he don't get out.
But that's kind of heartbreaking for that to be a norm, because you're saying that's the norm, but that is not the norm.
Yeah, it's not, but that's my norm. Like, it's not like it. I don't know. I guess it would have been a difference. Like, okay, if he was out in my life, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he was physically there, and then he got locked up. Then it would have probably been like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because like, damn, it's like, oh, excuse the language.
Nah,
yeah, because then it would have.
Yeah,
because then it would have been like, okay, you know, I guess that's taken away from something that you had. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Like taking the candy from a kid. Like, they had candy, but you took it away. But versus like when you never had that feeling, it's like, that's like my norm.
But
you get what I'm trying to say? Maybe I explained it wrong.
No, you explained it perfectly.
Yeah,
but
like
I'm trying to make you see the other aspect. It shouldn't be the norm, because you
it
were robbed
but...
of your dad from the very get go. You was robbed from your dad. You didn't have your father. You didn't have the life dad. You didn't have those moments with your dad, the graduations, the father-daughter dances, the every highlights in your life. Your dad was not there. So that had to play a part. Like, it could not be the norm. That was not the norm. The norm was for you to be with your dad. The norm was for you to be raised by your father.
Correct.
That was the norm. But for you to, I'm making you see, for you to say that is the norm in your life, don't you think that is troubling? That there's other kids that may be feeling the way that you felt? Because you have your dad now. Now you know how it feels to have your dad physically in your life.
Correct.
And you know what you've been robbed of.
Yeah.
But what about those other kids out there?
That don't have a dad?
Yeah, that went through what you went through for the first 20 plus years of your life.
Everyone's different. I don't know. Cause like, you got some people, like, I guess that would affect them, like, in a way, like, oh, my dad's not in my life, so now I can't do nothing, or whatever the case might be. But like, for me, it's like, okay, but life move on. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't, I don't know.
Where do you think you get that I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna use confidence, but I'm gonna say the courage to continue to move on. Where do you think you get that? Because I know your dad told you a lot about God.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it depends on the person. I really don't know. Like, because everyone's different. Not everyone, I guess, is strong-minded or whatever.
And that's the word I was looking at. Strong-minded.
Yeah,
where you get that will from? Where you get that? Where you think you get that from?
I don't know.
To just push to the perseverance.
I mean, now I could say, like, as an adult, you gotta want it for yourself. Like, being in school, like, for example, me being in college, you gotta want that for yourself. Can't nobody want that for you. Like, can't you get what I'm trying to say?
So,
like,
but who instilled that in you? It had to have been instilled somewhere.
Yeah, like, obviously my parents.
So what about God? How did God play? Because I noticed you quote scriptures now.
Yeah.
When did God come play a role in your life?
I would say I probably started talking to God, like, truly one-on-one, probably like 2 years ago or a year ago.
What was that encounter? What happened?
School.
What happened in school?
Nothing. I just needed him. Like, I feel like I can't do nothing without him.
So talk to me. Talk to the listeners. Talk to the children that need to hear this. So what was troubling so hard in school that you cried out to God?
My classes.
They were beating you down that bad?
Yeah, like
College?
you don't understand. Yeah.
Girl, stop patting on your
Oh,
head.
my bad.
Stop patting on bone. They can hear that bone. They can hear that bone. They getting pounded right through this phone.
I'm crying.
Through
My
this
bad,
recorder.
y'all.
Yeah, hitting the bone. But yeah, what about school? Like, what actually took place in school? Like, talk to me.
Nothing. I just need him by my side. Can't do it without him.
Can't do it without school. Was that bad?
Yeah, school was that bad.
What was that? Your freshman, sophomore? What year that
Nah,
was?
probably like junior year.
Your junior year?
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, like
It was the
junior.
assignments? Was it the assignment?
Yeah,
was the
like the
professor?
assignment. No, it's like the assignment. Just trying to make sure I get through it. Like it's hard. College is hard.
So college had you crying out for God, but not your dad being incarcerated. Let's make this make sense, man. So college had you crying out for God, but not your dad being incarcerated.
I'm crying.
Ain't no crying. Listen, I'm trying to grasp what I'm hearing right now. So it was college that had you crying out for God, but not your dad who was facing a death penalty. Crying out for God, you ain't crying for God then.
What you mean?
No, we talking.
That was your fate. You choose that lifestyle. You choose that. Baby. Oh my God.
Come on, man. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. We can't both be crying. We can't both be
I ain't
crying.
crying.
I'm talking about tears coming out of our eyes right now. We both
Oh my
can't be
God.
But serious. So college was that bad that year?
Yeah.
So
College hard.
Do you remember a birthday you had when your father sent you a Bible?
Yeah.
color?
I was in college. That was probably my sophomore year.
What color Bible was that?
It's purple.
A purple Bible?
Yeah.
And what was inscribed in it?
At the bottom, it was something like keep God always first. Love Dad. I don't remember like word by word, but it's something like that. Like I love you always. Alana.
Something that he always mentions to you.
318-24. Yeah.
And he sent that from prison to you?
Yeah.
Do that Bible play a significant role in your life now? Do you pick up that same Bible? Or?
Yeah, because I have two. That one and the one I bought on Amazon, but I mostly use that one. Because that one's go more like in depth.
Right. It breaks down the history of the scriptures in the Bible?
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that God brought you through some of your semesters now?
Yeah.
The relationship.
Because like I'm trying to build one. I'm not for to sit here like it's perfect and I know
No
him.
one's perfect. No one is perfect.
Well, you get what I'm trying to say. Like I know him in and out, but I'm learning. Like I can say that on my own. Because like when you're younger. Mm-hmm. And, like, when your parents, like, make you go to church, or it's like, okay, you go, but I can say, like, I wasn't really, I was just going, yeah, right. But not understanding. But now I can say as an adult, it's like, okay, yeah, on my own.
So you felt like when you were being forced to go.
I want to say forced, but, I mean, yeah, I guess you're being forced, yeah.
You didn't really accept it well. But now that you want to know God for yourself, you are able to hear God for yourself now.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say you have a spiritual relationship with God.
Yeah.
It's not the institutional relationship that people have, like
correct.
The religious relationship that they have.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
So you were on the track team.
Yeah, elementary, middle, and high school.
And your coach happened to be one of the coaches that got caught up in the scandal messing with little girls.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you think that make your dad feel knowing that he was in jail hearing about this coach that was coaching you that was known for messing with little girls?
It could be a scary feeling because, like, obviously he's in there. He don't know. I mean, he didn't meet him, physically and everything.
But your dad did talk to this coach. And what was the coach
name? Coach D.
Coach who?
Coach D.
Out of Golden Glades? He was from Golden Glades?
Oh, I don't know where he's from.
What track team did you run from?
MGX.
And what that stood for?
Miami Gardens Express.
And he was the coach of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you ran for that track team.
Mm-hmm.
And you was one of the, I'm not gonna say best, but you was the top 3 or top 4 runners that he had.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard the news about his incarceration?
I mean, people was been talking about it before he even, I guess, got, in jail, got caught for that. So it was like rumors.
and these rumors were finally pursued, and he was finally investigated and arrested for allegedly talking to little girls on your track team.
Well, it wasn't on my track team.
No, it wasn't your track team.
No, I wasn't. When that happened, I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say? So, like, it's happened, I guess, to another, like, group of girls. But it wasn't, like, I was around that time, no.
Gotcha. So, let me ask you this. How did you and your dad, what was the interaction when it was time for you to talk to dad about relationships or boys or friends of whatnot? How did was your dad very easygoing? Or was he that strict dad, no talking to boys? What?
I don't remember. Like, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
How you don't know?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't remember. Like, let me say, I don't remember him being like strict, saying like, no, you can't have a boyfriend or anything like that. So I guess he like just taught to me, like, like any other parent. Okay, be mindful of this X, Y, Z. But
he gave you a lot of jewels. Now he told
what he
you
said?
a lot. He told you about events. What stories about how boys treat girls and incidents that girls put themselves in where they can't call their parents because they put them in certain situations. You don't remember those conversations?
No.
You don't remember none of those conversations?
Nah.
So what conversations do you remember having you had with your dad then?
Like with the relationship and stuff?
Relationship with boys.
I don't remember. That's what I'm trying. I really don't remember. Because, like, even with my mom, like, I don't remember what... I don't remember. I'm like, I know I had conversations with them, like, but to sit here and act like I remember, I'm be lying, like, because I don't. Like, I don't.
Did you ever partake in any drugs activity?
Weed.
When did you first smoke weed?
It was 9th grade. I had an edible.
And how did your mom and dad take that?
I don't know. I remember, like, my mom the next day, she took my phone because she was like, let me see it. And then she seen a message. And that's all I remember. But I don't know if, like, she grounded me or anything like that.
And how did your dad take that while in jail?
I don't remember. I think he was mad.
You don't remember nothing?
No, I don't remember. Like, I think he was mad. Like, what?
You think he was mad?
Yes, I don't remember. Like, that was 9th grade. Like, I don't remember.
You're only 22.
Okay. Do you remember a lot of things?
I remember vividly.
Well, that's you. I don't remember.
Maybe you're on edible right now.
No. Why would I be taking an edible right now?
I don't know.
No.
You can't. I gotta find out.
I just don't remember.
Your memory's so fogged up right now.
No, it's just I don't remember it. I don't know. But I'm assuming he was mad.
So that was your 9th grade year?
Yeah, that was 9th grade.
Was it done indirectly or was it done intentionally?
Oh, intentionally. We knew what we was doing.
Oh, so you knew what you was doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knew what you was doing.
And this was your 9th grade year?
Yeah.
So what incident do you remember that was so bad that your mom had to go tell your dad about while he was incarcerated that you did?
I don't know. What?
And this is a twofold question. Who is the disciplinarian? Your mom or your dad?
I assume my mom. But what? What incident?
Any incident. What incident that you ever did that got your parents so riled up or got them so upset with you?
I gotta ask her. Because I'm probably sure I probably did a couple things. I just don't remember.
You don't remember nothing.
Oh, no. I remember one time at when I was running track and I broke a mirror.
How you did that?
I think no, it was at a track meet. We was in Orlando, and I had I think I broke like a mirror or something, and I remember my coach calling my dad, and I remember you was mad then.
Because your dad had to reimburse.
No, I don't know why you was yelling, but you was just yelling.
Your dad was yelling, or the coach was yelling?
My dad.
Yelling at the coach or yelling at you?
No, he was yelling at me
for breaking the glass.
Yeah. But
how did you break the glass then?
I don't know. We was playing the game. Like, we was playing, we was running. We had, like, the sheets over our head.
So is it safe to say that even though your dad was incarcerated, that he played a very hefty role in your life? That he made
Yeah.
sure to stay in contact with you?
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Yeah.
How did he do that? What, he had a cell phone or something?
Yeah.
He had a cell phone?
Yep.
And how did you think he got them cell phones?
The guards.
The guards?
Yeah.
The guards used to bring your dad's cell phone? How do you know this?
Because I be knowing.
Because you be knowing?
Yeah.
Yo! This little one. How you be knowing?
Because y'all do.
Y'all do?
Yeah.
But your dad never had this discussion with you, so how would you know the guards brought him the phones?
What you mean?
What you mean?
I got friends who correction officers right now. Nah, let me stop. I'm just joking, you guys.
You just joking, huh? You just joking.
I'm just joking.
You 22 years old. What friends you know that are correction officers that will bring your dad's cell phones?
Huh?
You're 22 years old with friends that you know.
No, I'm saying like, no, I have friends now who are correction officers and like the stuff that they tell me, like,
okay.
yeah, like, you know,
Okay.
yeah.
But not the ones that you allegedly think your dad was dealing with. Because you don't know where your dad got the cell phone, do you?
No.
Oh, okay. So do you think that helped with the communications?
Yes. Because obviously he was trying to make a, you know, what's the word? I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, he was trying to
Make up for his absence?
No, not make up. Like, he was trying to be involved. That's something, involved. That's the word. Obviously, he was trying to be involved in my life. Like, it's not like he's like, okay, I'm in jail. Oh, well, I'm in jail. Like.
So did those phone calls, did them play a role? Did they play roles in your life? Did they mean anything that he gave you?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Them phone calls played a role. Did his family have anything to do? Like, were his family there for you?
Yes.
So you knew his parents?
Yeah.
How often, if you recall, were you with his side of the family?
I was probably over there, like, well, seeing some of them, like, every other weekend. So, pretty often.
Nah, your mother is Jamaican, correct?
Yeah.
Well, not Jamaican. She's born here, but come from a Jamaican
Yeah.
background. Her parents are Jamaican. And your father, he's Haitian.
Well, that'd be the same thing like him. Yeah.
He's American, but has Haitian parents.
Yeah.
Do you know patois?
No.
Do you
Well,
know Creole?
I understand it, but I don't speak it. But Creole, no for both.
So why understand patois and not understand Creole? Why?
It's two different language. Patois just broke it down English. It's not that hard to pick up. Creole, that's a whole different language. Not everybody know it. I got a cousin on my dad's side. He got two parents that speak Haitian Creole. I mean Creole, but he don't speak it.
Do you think if your father was around, you would have learned Creole?
Probably, but that's not always the case. Like I said, I got a cousin. He got two parents who was born in Haiti. They don't speak it.
Do you want to know Creole? Is that something that you would?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind learning it.
Now, you talked about the cell phone. Did you write to your dad letters? Did you?
Yeah, I used to write to him.
How did you feel in those moments when you were writing them? What was the energy? What was the emotions that you were going through?
I don't know. I was just writing.
Just writing your feelings, what you were going through?
Yeah. Like what I was doing that day. Or what I'm doing, you know, that week or whatever. Whatever I had going on.
Did you ever blame God for not having your father in your life? Did you ever question God? Sat in the room and be like, Dad, why you took my dad away from me? Did those thoughts ever?
Mm-mm.
So you never questioned God as to why your dad was not in your life?
No, even now, no.
So now, you said in middle school, you remember a significant day that it was your prom, where your dad someone in his stead to escort you to your prom. So now let's go to high school. Now, you're in high school. You're excelling in grades.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're in a dual program.
Mm-hmm.
So the dual program was easier than your rough time in college?
Wait,
When you were studying to get a high school diploma and a college
you
diploma?
said, was it easier?
Yeah, was it easier? Because you said college, your junior year, it was just, that's when you cried out to God.
I mean, I guess I would say yeah, because like college, you're more independent. Like, you got a lot of things like you have adult things going on versus
Adult responsibilities.
yeah, versus a kid is like you just focus on school. So that was my main, priority. So I guess I would say yeah, in high school it was easier.
And did the communication with your dad, was it consistent, or did it dial back? Did at any time in your point in life, do you remember your dad not calling at all?
No, he was always calling.
Okay. So now, you're one of the kids, I hate to say it, that suffered because of what we call COVID-19 in 2021.
Mm-hmm. It was, 2020, 2021, yeah.
2020, 2021. So you were one of the ones that did not experience the senior year graduation like other kids, correct?
Yeah.
You didn't get the prom.
No.
Were you mad?
I wouldn't.
Wasn't that upsetting that you didn't get to have that prom dance, that prom grand night?
I would say I was only upset for the graduation, but prom, no. I was over prom. I was over it. I didn't really care for it.
You was over it?
Yeah, I didn't really care for it, but I would just, I guess you could say upset about the graduation. Like, okay, can't walk the stage. That was pretty much it. But everything else, I didn't really care for it. Because I didn't go to a couple things, like senior breakfast. I could have went to that. I didn't go to that.
Is it fair to say that you're an introvert?
I can be at times, yeah. I say I'm a mixture of both. I guess depending on my mood. So
you're an introvert, you're a loner.
But like I go outside as well, like. So like, that's why I said I'm like a little both.
You're a little both.
Yeah.
You could care less for friends, but you do have friends.
Yeah.
So that's what you mean. That you're a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Now, if you had to grade your relationship, not now, prior between you and your dad from 1 to 10, what would you grade it?
Wait, what you mean?
1 to 10, the scale, the communication.
No, but I'm saying like
relationship.
You said not now, like
not
that.
Not now, during his incarceration. If you had to rate it,
I would say 9, 10.
So you really felt that you and your dad had a great relationship?
Yeah, like he communicated with me. Like he made sure to like, put himself out there. So I can't sit here and act like he didn't try. Like he tried.
So how do you think your life would have turned out if he hasn't tried, if he did not play a role?
I think it would have still been the same because I don't know. I think it would have still been the same.
You're positive?
I'm pretty sure.
So now in 2019, you're in trial. You're hearing things about your dad for the first time. You're hearing that he's charged with, again, heinous crime, murders and whatnot. Did you ever confront your dad about these charges? Did you ever ask your dad, did he do it?
That I recall, no.
Or does it really matter to you? Because he's your dad at the end of the day.
No, I wouldn't say that either. It's just, I don't know. I just never asked. I don't know. Should I ask?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. No, I know.
The
but
interview, you don't ask the
I know,
interviewer,
but I'm asking, like, do you think I should have maybe asked?
If that's something you would want to know, I think your dad should give you that space for you to ask him anything. It's a father and daughter relationship.
I mean, that's true, but I don't know. I just didn't ask. Not my business.
So now when you heard your dad was found not guilty on countless charges and then found guilty on one charge, and you learned that he was not going to come home, how did you feel knowing that he wasn't coming home, that he had to go to trial again for other charges back in 2019?
I don't remember. I don't know.
You don't remember?
No.
You don't remember how you felt?
No,
So
like, because I don't even think I was paying attention for
So you don't know the feeling knowing that your dad was about to come home and all of a sudden he has to do it all over again?
No. I don't think I was paying attention.
You don't think you were paying attention?
No.
So you just know that he was just incarcerated and he had to go back to jail?
Yeah.
So now we're fast forwarding. You're in college. He's going to trial again.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're in college, it was hard for you to attend to that trial, correct?
So what trial?
His 2022 trial.
It probably was, yeah, because by then, 2022, yeah, I was in the program, so yeah. I think, no, I wasn't. I was still taking my prereqs. But, you know, with college, it's like, depending on, like, you know, if you're taking it and, depending on if you're taking it, like, in person or, you know, in the, online. So I would assume that I probably couldn't attend to, like, everything because I had some classes in person. Considering what's coming back like from COVID, because you know at first everything was online, and then they started transitioning back to things in person.
So your first couple years of college, you were doing it online,
just like my first year and maybe a year and a half
because of COVID-19.
It happened in 2020, but yeah.
Okay. So now, when you heard your father was acquitted and about to come home, and that day, I believe you took a trip down to see him released, correct?
Yeah.
And you was in court. And that's the day you learned for the first time it was no longer a dream. It was no longer a wish. He was coming home. Mm-hmm. How did that make you feel when the judge said your father will be released?
It was just like, okay, he's coming home. Like, that's good. Like, he's free.
He's free.
Yeah.
Do you recall when the judge said you could hug your dad?
Nope.
So you don't recall hugging your father?
I recall hugging him, but I don't recall the judge saying it.
But you do recall hugging your dad in the courtroom?
Yeah. Because it was me and I think my cousin Whitney. Was she with me? No, she wasn't. Whitney did. I don't know. I think it was Jade.
I believe it was Jade and Keisha.
Keisha. That's what I'm getting confused with. I think Keisha went. Was it Keisha? Yeah, cause I'm like, I knew somebody else came down.
So how did you feel when all three of y'all were able to hug him?
It was Keisha. Yeah, no, it was a good feeling. Like, okay, I guess that was like, well, no, that was my first time like hugging him free, like
knowing that he's free, unfettered.
Yeah.
He's no longer dealing with the dealings of incarceration.
Correct.
Was that like a breath of fresh air release? Was that like a family thorn being removed?
Yeah.
So now, your relationship with your dad after he's been released, how has it been so far?
It's good. Like, we still, you know, building and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not going to take, you know, a day or whatever the case might be, but it's good.
If there was something y'all could work on, what would it be that you think you all should work on?
Him sending more money.
Him sending you more money? Ooh. And that, you think that'd be it? Him sending you more money would be what y'all need to work on?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm playing. I don't know. Like, what is there to work on?
Is there any communication barriers? Is there any history that need to be learned? Any going out, time bonding, quality times? It could be anything. Relationship with God. What do you think you and your dad need to work on?
I feel like we have that. It just, I would say, like, I guess when I'm down here, it's like, okay, I be down here, you know, for a certain, you know, a little time. Mm-hmm. So we not gonna like hang out every day or as often, but like, yeah, we could spend more time with each other. But once I move back down here, I know like, okay, we're gonna start seeing each other more. Cause like when I'm down here, I'm only down here like for the summer or winter break. You get what I'm trying to say? So It's not like, and then even during those times, it's like, okay, I want to do stuff with my friends. He's busy working. He also want to do stuff with his friends. So it's like, you know, stuff like that. But we still make time for each other.
Have you ever cooked for your dad?
Yeah.
What you cook for your dad?
It was oxtails and rice.
Oxtail and rice?
Yeah, I think that was it Christmas?
I believe that was Father's Day.
Father's Day.
You cooked them oxtail and rice on Father's Day?
Yeah.
And if the audience and viewers don't know by now, obviously, we could not hide it for so long, but This is my daughter we're talking to. I am her father. And we're actually spending, our third Christmas together?
Yeah.
And today's Christmas.
The first Christmas, that's when you got out.
Earlier today, when you heard her hitting her bonnet, she was hitting the bonnet inside of our car as we was waiting for IHOP. She just finished eating her IHOP. We're just now finishing up with this interview. But the reason why I wanted this interview is because there's so much kids out here not knowing if their father is coming home, not knowing if their mother is coming home, because it's not just fathers who are incarcerated, mothers are also incarcerated. So we want you all to know that there's still hope. I have a great relationship with my daughter. I just gave her a Christmas gift. She does a lot for me. She gave me her Christmas gift, which is her presence, because she could have been anywhere else, but she's with me today.
And I'm broke.
And you're broke?
Yeah.
And and she broke, which means I have to give her money, an envelope full of money. However, I want you all to know that don't lose faith. I remember sending her the Bible. I remember sending the purple Bible that she's now turned to seek God. I remember those conversations that I did not know until she said it today that it played effect with her. Me calling her every day, aggravating her with my cell phone in a jail cell, smuggling cell phones, hiding them like it's a bomb in my cell. Because if I get caught with this cell phone, I'm disciplined. I am punished and lose all privileges such as visitation and phone privileges. So therefore, I won't be able to hear from my family probably for the next 2 to 3 months because of my sanction or because of my disciplinary shot. But I am not apologizing for my actions, because if I did not act on those times to retrieve or to get a cell phone, I would not have been able to build this relationship with my daughter. I think communication with your family is at all time #1 priority when you're trying to rehabilitate someone. You don't keep them away from talking to their family, because the more someone is alienated from the world, the more he becomes not human. Because we're all sociable creatures. And I am speaking this to the listeners, the politicians, the one that are watching my platform. If you are truly seeking a change, I believe as part of rehabilitation is to reunite those incarcerated with their families, with their children's. Because I could have easily been absent of my daughter's life. But because of my persistence, because of God, I have this bond with my daughter. Alana, is there anything you want to tell the viewers and listeners? Anything you would want to tell the children that are at home right now, that are crying for their loved ones when they're saying, I want to speak to my dad, but are unable to speak to their dad. I want to speak to my mom, or are unable to speak to their mom. Is there anything you want to tell the kids?
I don't know. I would probably say, to just keep pushing in life. Just keep pushing forward, even if it may not seem like, you may not get the results you want. Just keep believing in God, and it'll get there. Things will get better. Just got to keep having faith and just keep pushing forward.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
When I say I'm proud of you, I'm proud of everything you've accomplished without me being there. I'm actually going to see you attend your graduation for the first time, one of your highlights, one of your threshold in life. How you think it's going to feel when I'm in the crowd cheering your name, acting like a a human being with no social skill yelling at the top of my lungs. How you think? How that's gonna make you feel when you walk across that stage?
Embarrassed.
You're gonna be embarrassed.
Yes.
It's gonna be the first time you got your dad in the stand. I'm not gonna be able to know how to compose myself.
Like,
looking at my daughter
just
get
relax.
a college degree.
Just chill.
Just chill. You want me to just chill? Listen, I miss. Listen, let me show you all the monumental times I missed out your life. I missed your graduation for kindergarten, pre-K, elementary, high school. Your tracks. I didn't attend no father and daughter ball. So you don't think I'm gonna be?
I don't even think I had that.
You ain't had a father and daughter
No,
ball?
I ain't never go to no school with that, so you ain't got to worry about that.
Oh, so I ain't got to worry about that. But understand.
No, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So this is gonna be all these emotions balled up in one.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm at that graduation, sitting in those bleachers, or however it is, pews, bleachers, wherever it's gonna be at, I'm gonna be proud. I'm gonna be that proud father to say that's my daughter. Yelling at the top
Just
of my
don't act a fool.
I'm gonna listen. I'm
No, that's so embarrassing.
Listen,
No,
it is then. It is what
no,
it is.
that's so embarrassing.
You know
Just
you
you
know
could
why?
scream and yell, but just don't be. That's so embarrassing.
You know why I got? I'm
No.
smiling right now because you broke us. We actually broke a statistic. We actually broke a cycle. When they threw me in jail, they thought they could destroy this family. They thought you would not achieve greatness without
Who?
I'm talking about the system that oppressed us, the system that put me where I was.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. The system. It's a system out here that's at work that I'm making the community aware of, that you were part of it, that you didn't even know, because look what you kept telling me today. It's the norm. It's the norm. It's not the norm. It's not the norm for a father to be absent out their child life. That is not the norm.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I get
for
that.
your younger sister to be without her father.
But that's a different situation.
It ain't a different situation.
You
You gotta
mean?
see, look how it
That's
trickled down.
completely-
You were without your father because I was incarcerated. Your little sister was without her father due to gun violence. It's all part of the same cycle that is perpetrated, that is propelled by our oppressor. You just don't see it. But you
No,
can see
I
later.
get it, but I just be seeing on two different views.
No, it's still all in the same wheel. It's
No,
all the
I
same
get it.
spectrum.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called modern day Jim Crow. Remove the male.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Out the equation and see what the woman gonna do. That's why we're left with what we're left with now. Where I hate to say it, where guys don't know if they're guys and where women don't know if they're women, because the dynamic in the household has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be the one to say it. And for those that want to come after me, they can come after me all they want. But this is what's going on. It's been happening. We could take it back. If you read up on your history, as you know now about your father, I am a historian. I read. And I read because I read about our past to know where we're going in our future. I read about our past to see how much has changed. And when you read, you will realize as much as things have changed, things are still the same.
Yes, I agree.
Nothing
with that.
has changed. It's just more advanced. It's just more clandestine. And when I mean clandestine, it is more hidden. Back then, it was in your face. Now it's hidden in other ways.
Yeah, I get that.
So when I say I am proud of you to see a black woman about to get her degree, a black woman that can make changes, a black woman that has well surpassed all statistics. Because one of my fears was you getting pregnant in high school.
But why?
Because I was absent, and I was afraid that a younger me would take advantage of that. And when I mean a younger me, I know who I was back then.
No, I get what you're saying.
I know the women I slept with back then in high school.
Yeah.
It was women that were vulnerable, women that did not have a father figure, because I came and imposed myself upon them.
So you did that on purpose?
It's not on purpose.
You just said it.
It's that.
But
I
you could take
who I
advantage
was.
of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I knew who I was. I am no longer that guy now. But I know who I was. So when I see you,
But why gotta be no father figure? There's women out here who got father figures, and it's like, what you doing?
but is the father actually in their life?
What you mean?
Because just because a father is there doesn't mean that he's
he's there. Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah, no, trust me. I know.
You got fathers who are there. They'd rather take care of another woman's kids than their kids.
Yeah, no, trust me.
They would spend millions, thousands on a whole another woman's kid and leave their kid alone.
Trust me, I am aware. I know.
So just because a father's there doesn't mean that he's actually there.
And that's all I always say. It depends on the person.
So I commend you. I love you dearly. You know, we got this little thing we say. That's between us, 318-24. You know, because I was born on June 24. You were born on January 24. Mm-hmm. So that 24 means a lot to us. You know, and I ask that you continue to do what you're doing. You know, don't let no one steer your path. I know you probably don't want to hear this. I'm at peace with myself. If I die today, I know you're in good hands. Mm-hmm. I know God got you, and I know that you're gonna do some amazing things. You know, you got some parents that one of their fear is if something happens to me, what's gonna happen to my child? Mm-hmm. With you, I have no reason to worry about what you're gonna be able to accomplish in life, because you've done things. You listen. I was telling the guys the other day, I jumped off a plane the other day, as you are well aware, but you've already done that. Mm-hmm. Meaning that you've already done things that I can only dream of. You've already traveled. You've already been across the pond to England. Mm-hmm. And you're only, 22? Mm-hmm. Because you see life different. You see life for what it is, and I admire that. So you're my motivation. You know, I'm getting a little teary-eyed of here, but, you know, I love you, man. When I say I love you, I love you.
I love you, too.
And you continue to do what you do, yeah? Mm-hmm. Continue to be yourself. And before I end this show, we have this part of the show where we, you know, it's called Concrete Keeping It Real. Mm-hmm. And I know earlier we had you talk to the viewers and the audience with their kids and whoever may be, whatever they might be going through. But what does keeping it real mean to you, Alana? What does keeping it real mean to Lala? In any spectrum, however you could think of it.
Keeping it real, no matter what.
Keeping it real, no matter what. And we'll expand.
No, just stay true to yourself, what you believe in, and just keep it real, no matter what.
And I love that, and that comes from Mini-Me, my little twin. Y'all heard it? That's my twin over there. Keeping it real, man. Just keeping it real. Be yourself.
Yep.
And that's why I try to tell all of y'all. Keep it real. Keep it real with yourself. Be yourself. Be authentically true to yourself.
Yep.
And amazing things will happen to you. All right, we're going to end this show, man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Be safe. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Happy holidays.
All right.
Breaking my back, trying to get that. They gon' act like we cool, but they weren't that. I was dealing with it all on my own. Breaking my back, trying to get that. They gon' act like we cool, but they weren't that. I was dealing with it all on my own. Breaking my heart again as you go. We'll get some.